Earlier this year, the Independent Fiscal Office released a performance review of the job creation tax credit, and it had two scenarios. Surprisingly, one in the low scenario, in the high scenario, assumed that only 10% of the jobs created were actually incentivized, and the low scenario said that almost none of them, they would have occurred anyway. Has the Wolf administration done anything to analyze whether these job tax credits are actually working? And if they don't produce 100% return, is there any justification for continuing them?
Yeah, I think, how we spend our dollars versus, whether it's expenditures or through tax credits always needs to be reviewed. And, as I said before, when we had the performance-based budget hearings, there were some opinions given by IFO, and I think the departments had some questions about their analysis, and that I think we need to continue those conversations, yes.
Great. Another question. It was mentioned, we have the Lieutenant Governor's budget presentation, and the previous Lieutenant Governor with some issues with state police protection. Are you aware, is the state police providing protective services to the Lieutenant Governor and his family? Does that include in the Lieutenant Governor's budget or the state police budget?
I'm not aware.
Can you find that out for me?
Sure.
Thank you. And then finally, just a comment. We were talking about, one of my colleagues had mentioned that we're budgeting and operating within the margins. And I just, in my humble opinion, we as the state has an obligation to take only as much from the taxpayer as necessary. And the idea that we're going to take more from the taxpayer than is needed, I don't support that. And I think that we should, as fiscal stewards of the taxpayers' money, we should be careful how we're taking their money and how much money we have. But I thank you for being here today.